Good morning guys, Nay here, and today I'm doing a little bit different happy mail. This is actually inspired by Sabrina Ann on YouTube, and if you don't know her, go and subscribe to her channel. She is amazing and does the most awesome happy mail bits and pieces, and today I'm following one of her designs. It is a little mini flip folder. It's kind of like a accordion style folder that you file away important documents and things, but it's really cute and it's made out of pretty paper. So I'm just, what I'm doing here is totally, just fumbled, and, the measurements are not 100% correct. They're not amazing, but it was my first attempt and I actually really loved how it turned out. And this album, this happy letter is not for anyone in the Hey Daily Happy Mail group, unfortunately. This is actually a fan mail letter. So for those of you that know me and those of you that don't know me very well, I am very anti-popular. Now, for those of you that don't know what that means, it means basically anything that's extremely popular, I tend to move aside and don't really get caught up in the craze of it all. My exception to the rule was the Twilight, Hunger Games, Divergent movie series. Twilight was my life for I don't know however long. That was the one thing I did obsess over that everyone else was obsessing over. But when it comes to in high school, I was the girl that would rather wear op shop clothes or no branded clothes, just because I didn't like surf brands or anything like that were really popular in the 90s. When it comes to music, I'm very much the same. I don't like the mainstream popular music. I have had one singer that I have always loved. That is Delta Goodrem, and if you're not in Australia, you might not have heard of her, but she is an Aussie singer, piano player. She now plays guitar. Absolutely amazing. I think her 5th album just came out a couple of weeks ago. I was fortunate enough to go to a meet and greet and finally meet her, and it was, the most amazing experience in the world. I broke down and cried like a little baby. It was unreal. Half of my life I have been waiting to meet this woman. I have been to many of her concerts. I just love everything that she stands for, and she just means so much to me and has gotten me through so many hard times. And I thought, I can't let this chance go by without sending a little bit of happy mail her way. And so I made this flip file with a few little notes and letters and cards and photos in it, and just decided to give it to her when I finally got to meet her. She has an amazing song out at the moment called Enough, and it is a collaboration with an American rapper, I do believe, called Jizzle. Don't laugh, that is her name. But it is a really amazing song, and I'm going to link it down below in the description because I think everyone should go and listen to it. It is just amazing. Her music is not for everyone, but this song has brought in a little bit of rap and also the classical piano and a choir, and it's just beautiful and it's really empowering, and a lot of her music is just that, very empowering, very moving and strengthening, and just gives you so much power to get through those hard times. And she has been through a lot of hard times herself. It really does strike a chord with me quite a bit. But what I've basically done now is, while blubbering to you all, I've made the file folder. I'm not going to go through dimensions and stuff like that because I really just blundered through it and didn't really, write down measurements or anything like that. But you saw how I made it. Now I'm just making, I think it ended up being about 6x4. It was a standard, 4x6 photo. So I was able to put in my Project Life cards and little bits and pieces like that. I basically just decorate a few cards. This one I think is going to be a big card for me. I wanted to do something with butterflies and animal prints because her newest album is called Wings of the Wild, and she's always been about wings and butterflies and flying free and all of that kind of thing. And now she's brought out this new edgier side to herself, so Wings of the Wild. And so I had to include my Wings of the Wild jamboree wrap. So I had butterfly one of the butterfly wing wraps, and then some gilded leopard, which are some of my really favorite wraps. They were the last in my collection, so I gave them away to Delta. I don't even think she'll use them, but I had to include them in there because they're Wings of the Wild. And so this is just sort of like a title card. I really loved using this butterfly die cut, and I think I'll be using it again on maybe a scrapbook layout. I backed it with some vellum, and I just love how it looks, and it's so beautiful. I might do a white on white layout using that butterfly soon. I found that just on Google. I Googled butterfly cut file, and I think it came up in a scrapbook and cards free download. I don't know if I can re-find the link. This is just a Wings of the Wild title card kind of thing, you know. Just popping it in there. Now I'm going to make a vellum envelope using my most favorite vellum ever. The Maggie Holmes floral. I think I've just ordered another batch of it because it is just so beautiful. And I just wanted to have a really pretty pocket for those gold jamberry wraps to sit in. And I just really love how this looks. And I do embellish it with a little bit of something, but I can't remember what exactly. Oh, I add a flower and a leaf and a few die cuts. I'm really getting into my die cuts lately. That I'm excited about. So now I'm trying to have things that have a little bit of dimension that are popping out over the top of those pockets. So it invites you to look through and sort of flick through the different bits and pieces. So of course I'm using my gemstones and enamel dots, and I'm using the Kaiser Craft crystal clear, basically silver rhinestones that I always use, and I think they're a sparkled doodlebug in the bright pink. And now I'm thinking I'm going to make a card this time. I feel like I wrote a lot of the same thing in these letters, but yeah, I had so much I wanted to say and I couldn't quite get it out and ended up saying the same thing over and over and over again. Oh, this ended up being a little envelope. And I was fussing around with what I wanted to put on there. I ended up going with this gold mirrored heart from Sailor V and a few enamel dots and a tiny word sticker. And I throw in a few business cards, which, you know, of course, don't mean much, but adds into the fullness of the file folder. And now I think I make a card because I have so much of this gold stripe specialty paper. I have like 10 pieces of the thin and the thick stripe. And so I decided to do a little card, a little pretty card. And I was playing with these doilies. I got some of these really pretty doilies. I've been waiting for these doilies for ages, and I never thought I was going to end up with them because I just couldn't justify buying 1,000 of them. But my good friend Melissa, Melissa please, she bought them and had excess of them. So I actually swapped some doilies for 2 sets of splatter stamps, which I have never used. So I was happy with that trade-off and happy that I could get something that I will use and do love, and something that Melissa will be able to use because she's been wanting some splatter stamps. So I'm glad that we were able to make that trade. And you know, scrapbooking doesn't have to be all about buy, buy, buy. I do like the trade and I do like the exchange between scrappers. I just think it's a really nice change from the impulse buys constantly. It just gets a little bit crazy. So slipping in that little envelope there, or that little card, sorry, that I end up making. And now I'm doing one more card just because I felt like I needed to do another card. And I wasn't finished creating, obviously, and I really wanted to make an impact. So now I have these leaves that I've die cut out on my Cameo. I do believe these are from, oh gosh, are they Cocoa Vanilla? Maybe. I think they're a Cocoa Vanilla cut file. And now I'm putting that together and just folding the flap over the top. But looking at it, I realize it's not quite lined up on one side, but I don't care. Like it's so almost complete. It's like beyond the point of caring. But now I'm just going to grab some ribbon and wrap it around. I should have made a fastener on the front there and wrapped some ribbon around it, but I ain't got time for that. And I have an eyelet punch, but no eyelets, so a bit of tape on there to hold it down in place. And then I just wrap some gold sequin trim, some gold string, and some cream ribbon into a nice bow. It took me quite a while to fuss around with this bow and get it done, but I think I get there in the end. And then I don't undo it. It stays on there. It does not come off. Even when I forget to add something, it still stays on there. And now I'm adding in a few die cuts again, loving these dies. I think they're once again a cocoa vanilla cut file that you can get from their store. And now I'm just adding her name on there. Okay, so I say that it's done there, but I do add a few flowers, and here are a few close-ups. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this inspires you to create a little bit more with your Happy Mail, and I'll see you all very soon with another video. Love you guys. Bye.